Right now, the tension on the show is suffocating. We have all been watching Josslyn play the role of the eager, brilliant young agent, completely manipulated by the powerful heads of the WSB. She is sitting there in that high tech office, working side by side with Brennan, genuinely believing that she is doing the right thing. She thinks she is protecting her family, serving the greater good, and making a real difference in the world. Meanwhile, the entire town is still mourning the devastating loss of Cassius. We have seen the tears, the heartbreak, and the absolute destruction his supposed death left behind. Britt is falling apart in her jail cell, and poor little James is completely shattered. The grief is heavy, but according to this leaked script, that grief is built on a massive, sinister lie. Picture this upcoming scene, ladies. Josslyn is working late at the WSB office alongside Brennan. The atmosphere is quiet, almost too quiet, filled only with the hum of servers and the glowing blue light of the monitors. Brennan steps out of the room to take a classified phone call, leaving Josslyn entirely alone with the highly secure internal network. Suddenly, a highly encrypted, top secret message pops up on the internal system, flagged directly for Brennan's personal clearance level. Now, we all know Josslyn. She is incredibly smart, highly observant, and deeply curious. Initially, she just glances at the screen, but her elite training kicks in. She notices that the encryption protocol on this specific message is highly unusual, reserved only for the darkest, most classified Black Ops missions the agency runs. If you ask me, this is where Josslyn truly proves she is a super spy. Driven by a gut feeling that something is terribly wrong, she decides to take a massive risk. Using her advanced technological skills and the intelligence training she received, she secretly bypasses the security firewall. She works frantically, her fingers flying across the keyboard, constantly glancing at the door to make sure Brennan does not walk back in and catch her in the act. She manages to decode the hidden message without triggering any internal security alarms. But ladies, what she sees on that glowing screen is going to make her blood run completely cold. The decoded message reveals the most shocking secret of the year. Cassius is alive. Yes, you heard me right. Cassius did not die. But the horrifying truth does not stop there. The classified documents attached to the message explicitly detail that Cassius is not hiding voluntarily. He is not on the run trying to escape his past. Instead, he was secretly intercepted and captured by the WSB. The organization faked his death, letting his loved ones grieve, all so they could hold him hostage at a covert black site. They are using him as a shadow agent, forcing him to execute highly dangerous, off-the-books missions that no one in town knows anything about. He is completely under their control, stripped of his freedom and his identity. As Josslyn reads through the horrifying details of Cassius being controlled and manipulated, the reality of her own situation comes crashing down on her. She realizes that Z has been lying to her face this entire time. Think about it, guys. Z sat across from Josslyn, praising her impressive skills, elevating her career, and making her feel like an invaluable asset to the agency. Z played terrible mind games with Carly, refusing to let Josslyn go, all while knowing that the agency was secretly torturing and controlling Cassius in the shadows. Josslyn realizes that her entire recruitment was likely just a pawn move in Z's grand, twisted chessboard. She was nothing more than a tool to them, a convenient asset to be used and discarded. But the absolute worst part of this leaked script, the twist that will truly break Josslyn's heart, involves Brennan. The decrypted message was sent directly to his personal clearance level. Josslyn realizes with horrifying clarity that Brennan has known Cassius was alive this entire time. Brennan, the man she has been working closely with, the man who has been sharing steamy moments with Nina, the man who promised to help her family, has been actively hiding this massive secret from her. He watched her family suffer, he watched the town mourn, and he never said a single word. He sat right across from her, day after day, harboring the darkest secret imaginable. If you ask me, this is the ultimate betrayal. Josslyn is going to question every single conversation she has ever had with Brennan. She will wonder how many of his smiles were fake, how much of his advice was just a calculated manipulation. If the person she trusted most inside the WSB could look her in the eye and hide the fact that Cassius is being held captive, what other horrifying secrets is the agency hiding? The psychological toll this takes on Josslyn will be massive. In a matter of seconds, her complete faith and loyalty to the WSB will shatter into a million pieces. She will remember all the times Carly warned her about the dangers of the agency, realizing her mother was absolutely right all along. Now, you might expect Josslyn to scream, confront Brennan, and demand answers the moment he walks back into the office. But this leaked script shows a completely different, much more mature side of her. Josslyn does not confront him. Instead, she quietly closes the decrypted file, clears her digital tracks with expert precision, and sits back in her chair just as Brennan returns. She puts on a brave face and smiles, playing the role of the loyal, obedient agent. But internally, she has made a life-altering decision. She is going to completely betray the WSB. She is going to tear the organization apart from the inside out to save Cassius, no matter the cost. Over the next few upcoming episodes, we are going to see Josslyn transform into a rogue operative, operating right under Brennan's nose. She will secretly access archived files, bypass restricted servers, and trace the digital breadcrumbs left by the Black Ops team. She is determined to find the exact coordinates of the secret facility where Cassius is being held. However, as she digs deeper into the medical logs attached to his file, she realizes that the WSB is likely controlling him through chemical or psychological means. She reads reports of experimental serums and behavioral conditioning. She knows that a simple extraction will not work. She needs someone with elite medical knowledge to undo the damage the WSB has inflicted on him. This is where the storyline gets incredibly juicy, ladies. Josslyn knows she cannot trust anyone within the agency, so she has to look outside for an ally. And who better to help rescue Cassius than Liesel? Liesel has the brilliant medical expertise required to counteract whatever drugs or brainwashing protocols the WSB is using on Cassius. Plus, Liesel has a deep personal connection to this entire mess. I can already picture the secret meeting between Josslyn and Liesel in a dark alley, or deep within the Windermere tunnels. Josslyn will reveal the explosive truth that Cassius is alive, and Liesel will undoubtedly drop everything, her eyes blazing with fury, ready to help Josslyn tear the WSB apart piece by piece. Together, Josslyn and Liesel will begin plotting the ultimate rescue mission. Josslyn will use her insider access to monitor the guard rotations, security protocols, and shift changes of the black site, while Liesel prepares the necessary medical antidotes to stabilize Cassius once they get him out. Josslyn might even recruit a few other trusted individuals, completely outside the WSB's radar, to provide tactical support. She is building a rogue team, risking her own freedom, her promising career, and her very life to correct the massive injustice committed by Z and Brennan. She is no longer just an agent, she is a woman on a righteous warpath. But guys, we all know that Brennan is no fool. He is a seasoned, highly trained spy who does not miss a single detail. As Sweeps Week approaches, Brennan is going to start noticing tiny inconsistencies in Josslyn's behavior. Maybe she asks a question that is slightly too specific about internal server protocols, or maybe the internal security system flags a micro-anomaly in the archived logs. Brennan will begin to suspect that a star agent is digging into classified territory. He will start watching her every move, analyzing her keystrokes, and tracking her off-duty whereabouts. The tension in that WSB office is going to be so thick you could cut it with a knife. It will be a brilliant, high-stakes game of cat and mouse between a master spy and his brilliant protege. The climax of this leaked storyline will force both Josslyn and Brennan into an impossible corner. Brennan will eventually uncover definitive proof that Josslyn has decrypted the Cassius files and is planning a rogue extraction. When that moment happens, Josslyn will have to drop the act completely. She will face off against Brennan in a highly emotional, explosive confrontation, exposing his lies and declaring her absolute defiance against the corrupt agency. She will officially transition from a loyal WSB agent to a hunted fugitive, desperately fighting to execute her rescue mission before the agency can move Cassius to an unreachable, permanent location. This brings us to the most agonizing decision of the entire plot. When Brennan catches Josslyn red-handed, what will he do? Will his loyalty to Z and the corrupt WSB force him to arrest Josslyn, ruining her life and locking her away in a dark federal prison cell? Or will his underlying affection for her, his respect for her brilliance, and his own hidden guilt push him to do the unthinkable? Will Brennan secretly turn a blind eye, or even actively help Josslyn and Liesel pull off the dangerous rescue of Cassius? The stakes have never been this high, and the fallout will change the landscape of the show forever. So, I have to ask you guys, what do you think Brennan will choose when push comes to shove? Will he throw Josslyn to the wolves to protect his own career, or will he risk absolutely everything to help her save Cassius and take down Z? Drop your theories in the comments below. Let us get a massive debate going, and I will see you all in the next update.